Good morning, everyone. It's Genevieve here for my final Tuesday morning circle. I'm so glad to have made all these videos for everyone. So let's start. Today is June 9th. It's Tuesday. It's a little bit of an overcast day out here in my backyard. There's my garden behind me. Some of the plants from Children's House 2 are here in my yard. And my neighbors have some beautiful flowers in their garden, you can see. I thought I would read a book about, it's a book that reminds me a lot of summertime, because a long time ago when Althea was little, I had a sister that lived in Portland, Maine, and my mom bought this book about taking the train to Maine for a summer vacation. So I love this book, and I'm going to read it right now. It's called The Train to Maine. Every day at noon, the tracks start to hum with a traveling tune. With a whir and a whoosh and a clickety-clack, the train to Maine roars down the track. Over the trestle, high in the sky, its sleek silver cars go streaking on by. It doesn't stop, doesn't even slow down. The train to Maine just rushes through town. Oh, the train to Maine is Portland bound. From Boston that's up, but to Maine we go down. We'll wade in the waves, have a lobster feast, riding north out of Boston, heading down east. Down at the station, we find the track, we head on the platform, our bags all packed. The conductor greets us, gives his hat a tip, punching our tickets with a brisk snip snip. We leave North Station at 12 o'clock, chugging slowly at first, then the cars start to rock. Past honking drivers and jammed traffic lanes, leaving Boston in the dust on our way to Maine. On the train to Maine, we're Portland bound. From Boston it's up, but to Maine we go down. We'll catch a sea breeze to beat the heat, riding north out of Boston, heading down east. We race along, engine starting to purr, as southbound freight cars go by in a blur. We roar past a playground, a station, a square, over a trestle, high in the air. The train whistle blows as a crossing nears, warning cars and trucks to settle their gears. Drivers line up at the flashing sign as the train to Maine speeds down the line. On the train to Maine, we're vacation bound. From Boston it's up, but to Maine we go down. We'll laze on a lake, gobble blueberry treats, riding north out of Boston, heading down east. Rails hug the curve of a riverside, through criss-cross girders of a bridge so wide. High above the water, the wheels whoosh along, slick tracks singing a traveling song. Birch trees shimmer against a clear blue sky as white-spired steeples go flickering by. Leaving mill towns and smokestacks far behind, we're headed north with Maine on our minds. On the train to Maine, we're adventure bound. From Boston it's up, but to Maine we go down. We'll fish from a skiff, catch a deep sea beast, riding north out of Boston, heading down east. Exeter, Durham, Dover too. The conductor calls out stations, clear and true. All down the train we hear him shout, calling Dover, Dover, this way, out. Passengers hurry to climb inside, eager to join us on our Maine-bound ride. With a wave, the conductor gives the okay, and the train to Maine rolls on its way. On the train to Maine, we're Portland bound. From Boston it's up, but to Maine we go down. We'll sail on a ship, skim the sunlit seas, riding north out of Boston, heading down east. Next stop, Wells, Saco, Old Orchard Beach. The end of the line is nearly in reach. Then a glimpse of the sea down a narrow lane. Hooray, hooray, at last, we're in Maine. Ocean waves beckon, smell the sea air. Cross a long, low bridge and we'll soon be there. Portland comes into view on a high hilltop as the train to Maine slows to a stop. On the train from Maine, we're homeward bound. Our time is up, we're winding down. We'll watch out the windows, maybe catch some Z's, riding south out of Portland and dreaming down east. This last page has the meaning of down east. I'll read it to you. It says, although the state of Maine lies north of Massachusetts, parts of the Maine coast stretch out to the east past Boston. Long ago, when ships plied the coastal waters off New England, sailors traveling from Boston to Maine used to say they were heading down east because they had to sail downwind, with the wind at their backs, to get there. And returning to Boston required sailing into the wind or upwind, so the sailors spoke of going up to Boston. The Down Easter train is Amtrak's rail service between Boston, Mass. And Portland, Maine. The trip takes 2.5 hours, one way. That means you could take the train and spend the day in Portland, where my sister used to live, but now she lives in California. So, I also have a little rhyme. It goes like this. 5 little seashells lying on the floor. Swoosh went the waves, and then there were 4. 4 little seashells, cozy as can be. Swish went the waves, and then there were 3. 3 little seashells, all pearly new. Swish went the waves, and then there were 2. 2 little seashells, sparkling in the sun. Swish went the waves, and then there was 1. 1 little seashell left by itself. I took it home and put it on my shelf. So there you have it. That's our morning meeting for today. I want you all to think about all the wonderful things you're going to be doing this summer, and hopefully we'll all be seeing each other really soon. Okay? I'm going to do my little poem and then I'm going to say goodbye for today. Okay? May there be peace before you, behind you, above you, below you, from your heart to your lips to everyone.